how do you want to start this one off here? Hey, I'm Matt from MattLaneFitness. Welcome to the second episode of Matt's Quick Opinion, where I give you my opinion on the topic at hand, which is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting. Is it useful? Is it beneficial? Can you burn fat? Can you build muscle? Will you lose muscle? I've just had an array of questions, so I kind of want to tackle it. And I'd be happy to tell you my opinion, but I'd rather create suspense first. So what the heck is intermittent fasting? If you couldn't gather from the name, intermittent fasting is a period of eating and fasting. Groundbreaking, I know. Stop eating. Okay, you enjoy your witchcraft. There are many theories on the best way to set up your fasting and eating windows, as they call it. The most popular one is a 16-hour fast, 8-hour eating window. That's actually the one that I use. There's also 18-6 and 20-4. And some people actually do 24-hour fast. Whenever, start it over and eat then. Now that we got a grasp on it, what the heck are the pros to intermittent fasting? What could you possibly benefit from not eating? After all, this is America. Fasting? What do you mean, like not eating? First and foremost, I think what everyone looks at intermittent fasting for is that it does burn fat. There have been studies after studies after studies. However, a study that I found that was done here in 2018 showed numerous benefits, and I'll link that down below. You see, fat burning starts to happen when you have insulin levels that are low. So every time you eat, especially carbohydrates and sugar, your insulin levels spike. Incidentally, insulin levels and HGH sort of coincide with each other. When your insulin levels are high, your HGH levels are kind of low. If you flip that around, when your HGH levels are high, typically the insulin levels are low. So you have this insulin that has been low that's already facilitating fat burning. When you have HGH high, you have more of an opportunity to build muscle and burn fat. So again, they work together here. So the idea is keep the blood sugar levels low, keep the fat burning going. To do intermittent fasting, you don't have to change your calories at all. Meaning, you can be in a surplus at maintenance, or you can be in a caloric deficit and still do intermittent fasting. There are no restrictions of the certain types of foods that you can or cannot eat. Pretty cool. Intermittent fasting sort of debunks or takes out the need for the eat every 2 to 3 hour deal. Wait a minute now. If I don't eat every 2 to 3 hours, I'm gonna lose muscle. What about the anabolic window? Look, eating every 2 to 3 hours in the anabolic window, that's another video in itself. Another big thing is called autophagy, or cellular repair. Also, brain function, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It also reduces inflammation. It does all sorts of other stuff. You have Google, go take a look. Okay, the cons. Of course, this is not the next best thing or fit for everyone. It's just another tool in your toolbox. This one should be obvious, but you go a certain amount of time without eating. However, the caveat to that is, let's say that you're doing a 16-hour fast. You have to think, hopefully, 8 of those 16 hours you're sleeping. So really and truly, it's you stop eating 4 hours before you go to bed and you start eating 4 hours after you wake up. And to be honest, the time frame you can mess with. Like I start eating around 1-ish, 2-ish, and stop eating 8-ish, 9-ish. You can mess with that. As before you start any sort of nutrition or training program or anything like that, please, by all means, consult with your physician. Intermittent fasting can be risky for diabetics for obvious reasons. Your insulin level is super low. I don't want you falling out and all that. I will admit that it does take some time to adjust. I have found in the past, though, that I don't drink enough water and I know I'm dehydrated pretty regularly. Sometimes that's your body saying, hey, you're not hungry, just give me water. As weird as that sounds, there's documentation on that too. Take a look on Google. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. But for now, I've gone from waking up in the mornings to being stupid hungry. And now that I've been doing this for a little while, it's, 1, 2 o'clock before I really start getting hungry. Your body really does adjust. So that's a con as well. That's still a con. In summary, what do I think about intermittent fasting? I think it's awesome. I've been implementing it regularly now for about 2 months, daily basis, and it has not been that difficult to follow. I've used it in the past for photo shoots when I really want to lean down, but on a daily basis, it's not that bad once you get used to it. However, I will still tell you, as always, this should be used as a tool. This is not a one-size-fits-all. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for everybody, and that's okay. Hey, if you like this video, please like the video, the little thumbs up button. Subscribe to this channel, as I put out a video at least every Friday on anything healthcare or fitness related. And hey, if you hated it, tell me why. I would love the feedback to figure out how can I get better, how can I deliver to you a better message. Start small. You don't have to start with a 16-hour fast and an 8-hour eating window. You can start as little as, all right, I usually eat at 9 a.m. I'm gonna start eating at 10 a.m. Just start slow and build your way up. You don't have to be perfect at this. Just try to be better than yesterday. Every day. Hey man, just relax. You can do what you want to do. You shut your mouth, all right? This guy's telling me to stop eating. You know what? That's un-American. You must be part of ISIS, aren't you? Yeah, aren't you, boy? Come here. Don't you run from me.